off script immediately. Probably not supposed to do this, but Cadet Wing and class of 2025, stand at ease. All right, what a beautiful day. So happy to be here. Good morning, General Clark, General Moga, General Latundra, Chief Sparks, distinguished guests, Academy staff, Cadet Wing parents, distinguished visitors, the legacy class of 75, and a most special welcome to the cadets of the class of 2025. "50 years ago, I was a member of the class of 75, best alive. As we stood through our acceptance day, still shell-shocked from those 6 weeks of basic training. And I know that many of us were wondering, what had we gotten ourselves into and what future challenges lay ahead? Or more like, what future tortures and harassment we could expect. I'm sure there are many different reasons why each of you selected the Air Force Academy for your college education. I ended up here because my dad suggested that I look into what was then a fairly new institution, the Air Force Academy. My dad was just an 8th grade dropout from rural Louisiana who enlisted in the Army Air Corps and later was accepted into the aviation cadets, the precursor to the Air Force Academy. The opportunities he received changed his life. He had a stellar career and he retired as an Air Force major. So when I left home for Colorado Springs in 1971, my dad told me, "Son, you're going to a phenomenal institution, place of learning, and only you can decide what kind of experience you're going to make it." I stand before you today to give you that same advice. Over the past 50 years, many things have changed here. What was the new dorm is Sergeant Hall. You're issued a laptop instead of a slide rule. The warbirds are still on the terrazzo, but now they're chained down. That's so they don't end up at the north gate. And the air gardens once again have water. An all-male academy with a Bring Me Men sign at the base of the ramp is now much more inclusive and representative of our national diversity. This institution is better prepared than ever to produce air and space warriors for the greatest military. What hasn't changed are the opportunities available to your class. So how do you best take advantage of what the Academy has to offer you? First, and I know you've heard this, aim high in everything you do. The Dean's List, physical fitness tests, military training. Always strive for excellence in all endeavors, no matter how mundane or unreasonable they might seem. Whether it's calling minutes, squaring corners on the terrazzo, I assume you still do that, or prepping for a Saturday morning inspection. There's a purpose behind the many military customs, courtesies, and traditions. You will hear the phrase, if the minimum weren't the minimum, then it wouldn't be the minimum. I urge you, do not pay attention to this. When you're going to do something, do it to your utmost best. Soon you will begin the rigorous task of navigating a highly competitive academic environment that your peers at other universities could never imagine. But wait, let's also pile on some military requirements and athletic challenges and some extracurricular activities to make it even more interesting. So when I arrived 50 years ago, I was pretty sure that I was the smartest person on the planet. It never occurred to me that the same backwoods Louisiana town where my dad grew up might not have provided best education for me. Well, midterms and freshman math proved me wrong. But I have to tell you, this is when I learned that the same upper-class cadets in my squadron who were making my life miserable were actually looking after me. My squadron placed me at a special table in Mitchell Hall, where I was tutored during meals by two firsties, one an astronautical engineering major that later became a 3-star general, and the other one became a Rhodes Scholar. They made sure I passed my finals with flying colors and set me up for handling future math classes. So no matter how gifted you are, there will be times when you will be overwhelmed, but there is never a time here that you should feel alone. Remember that even when an upper-class cadet is screaming at you, they are invested in helping you succeed. And try not to forget, just because you're in a military environment doesn't mean you can't have fun. Find a healthy balance between working hard and playing hard. When time finally permits, take advantage of this phenomenal and unique location and the special opportunities. Ski Vale, climb Eagles Peak or some 14ers. Go to the rodeo, the Garden of the Gods. Attend concerts, sporting events. Get involved in an aviation or a Falcon program. Encourage your fellow cadets to go along as wingmen. Do this and you will make your 4 years here even more rewarding and memorable. By far, the greatest gift of your next 4 years will be the depth of the special friendships you form with your classmates. Today you hardly know them, but they will become the best friends of your life. By sharing the common experiences of cadet life and by conquering together the many challenges and difficulties ahead, you will forge lifelong friendships and professional connections. Bud Calloway, stand up. Bud was my roommate 50 years ago in the 33rd Squadron, better known as the Cellar Rats. When he found out I was going to address the class of 2025, he said he would not miss the opportunity to be here with me to share this. When you're 17, 18, 19 years old, 50 years seems like an eternity. I'm happy to have Bud here to represent those bonds that you two will form with your classmates. Your future awaits you, and there are so many opportunities. In my case, I discovered that I love flying and pursued an aviation career. I'm a kid from backwoods Louisiana who was given the opportunity to become a fighter pilot. I was proud to lead combat deployments in the Middle East and was later pinned to Brigadier General by my same World War II veteran dad. I was especially fortunate during my tenure to serve as a group commander for the Capital Guardian F-16 unit that responded to the 9/11 tragedy over Washington, D.C. But the honor of speaking before you today is one I could have never anticipated. Truly special for me. I know the incredible opportunities ahead for your class when the days are short and cold, when the upper class seems determined to make your life miserable, or when the workload seems unbearable. Remember those opportunities and really try to make the most of them. From your legacy class of 1975, we welcome the class of 2025 to the Long Blue Line. And since football season will be here soon, go Air Force, sink Navy.